So this is Baruch Fleischman here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and you know that I'm really interested in the subject that we're getting involved in here. So we're talking about the Tikunei Zohar. It contains tremendous secrets, pneumias. And I want to make a warning to people who are listening to this. This is powerful stuff. This is actually the truth. Now, if it does strikes you that maybe it's true, maybe it's not, you're in the wrong place. And you should close the book or close the video and go away, because it's not for you. It's for people who have a hunger and an appetite for the Ari and for Bishimin, to really understand what's going there. There's a lot of people like that, and so we'd like to include you in it. But it's a warning. So let's come over here, and here we're going to start with the with Rebbe Shimon. Read his words. V'ilas al kula yihiv reshus l'kol shemahim kadeshin. So here he had said previously, the translation is, really the most important thing was that the permission is given to all of the names, holy names. L'kol chavayin, and all of the chavayas. Remember this now? The different combinations of Yud Ke Vav Ke. L'kol kinuyim, which are lesser names that describe, more descriptive names that describe the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Kinuyim, li'iloi lon rozin tamirin, to enter into them or bring in from them. It doesn't say from mayhem. It says lon rozin tamirin, to bring into them. That's what it means. Into the names, into the Havayas, into the Kinuyim, to bring something, bring this power into them, the secrets into the names themselves, and reveal them. Kol Shem Bedarga delay, every one of the names at its proper level. And then he says, Reshusa Yehiv La'aser Sfirin the Galal Lon Rozin Tamirin the Lo Is Yehiv Reshus the Galal Lon. So also permission is given to the 10 Spheros to reveal themselves, Rozim, or reveal to them or in them, Rozim Tamirin de lo is Yehiv Reshus, hidden secrets that was never, where permission was never given to reveal them, Ad Yese Dara de Malcolm Mashiach, until the time comes in the generation of the Mashiach. Let's see what we have to say here, and let's look at the Pirush, and then we're going to go down to some of this, what we call the Makoros Vitzionim, where he starts going into a little bit more deeply, because there are some things here we want to look at. So the Pirush goes like this: V'ilas al kula, hu or ein sof hamaluvish ba'ak. So what is the ilus kol ha'ilus? This is the light of the Ein Sof itself, which has its first covering in the concept of Adam Kadmon. Yehiv Reshus l'kol shemachim kadeshim, and therefore a permission could be given to all of the holy names. Nosim bezos Reshus l'shemas hakodesh she'enam nimchakim, and so we have names which you cannot erase. L'chol havayin, and all the different combinations of the name of Yud Ke Vav Ke. Yud Beis Sirufi Shem Avaya, there are 12 combinations that could be made of the name of Avaya Baruch Hu. L'kol Kinuyim, Hashemos Hanimchakim. Kinuyim, he says, are descriptive names that can be erased. L'golol Lon, to reveal them. Now, he means to reveal the secrets that's within these things. Rozin Tamirin. So the first thing is you have to know they're there, what they are, especially in the Havayas. But over here in the Kinuyim and so on and so forth, Rozim Tamirim, hidden secrets, the Galos, the Rashbi, in order to reveal to Rashbi, V'levanei HaMesifta, Shalom, Sodas Tamirim, to reveal them all, V'letzorach Giloi Sodas. And here's an interesting thing that he says. In order to be able to reveal the secrets, Hofia Hashemas Ba'atzmam, he shows that the Ein Sof Baruch Hu manifests it in physical form, but Beis HaMedrash, that people could see it in the Beis HaMedrash. Exactly how this went, I don't know. V'kol shechein hashpia lechem hasodas hanelomim bos, and certainly he spread into them or poured into them the sodas that are hidden in it, in these names, in these revelations. B'darga delay, k'fi medregaso ubechinasa. Let me see. So let's go a little bit further. He says, a Rashosa Yehiv Menitenes HaRashos Gam La'eser Sfirin. So not only that, but permission is given to the 10 Spheros, Eser Spheros HaGadushas, the Galo alone, to reveal them. The Galos, the Rashbi, U'B'Necha Mesifta Shalom, to reveal to Rashbi and the others in the Mesifta. Razim Timirim, hidden secrets, Sodas Elyonim. The lo isyihib rishus, the Galo alone, there was no permission was ever given to reveal them. She'il mala zechus Rashbi, and he answered like this: if it wasn't for the schus of the level of Rashbi, for chaveros, lo nitene rishus the galos, and then if it wasn't for his schus and the schus of his chaverim, would not be revealed. Begam rishus shenitnach bezosi, and now the rishus that is given bezosi the fi shav hachiber chazer, but also the higones. So he says also our rishus was knitted to those he the fi shav, but only at this time. Hachiber chazer also the higones, and this whole publication or whole this joining of the meanings of the names and the revelation, it happened only at that generation and that moment, but not in the future. Ad the Yese Dar the Malkuk Mashiach, Ad Sheyavu Dorish Al Melech HaMashiach, Shuhador Shekodem HaGeula, which is the generation before the redemption. V'az Yizgalach HaChibach HaZeh, but then you will also be revealing this publication or all of this joining. I'm not sure what he means by Hebrew. Hebrew a lot of times means a publication. Hazeh ba'orech pella, in a miraculous way, of tria, emsos tria hageula. I'm not sure what that phrase means. Tria hageula hashlema. Okay, let's see what it is. Let's see what we can find out here. Now, I had gotten us to. I wanted to go back to number Lamed Zion. Number Lamed Zion had been Razim Temirim, the Galos, the Rashbi, V'necha Mesifta, Shalos, Sodas Temirim. So let's look at number Lamed Zion. He says, B'darkei ha'chasago, Yeshnam drachim shonos kol echad lefi archo. So in the concept of understanding ideas or appreciating ideas or reaching ideas, kol echad lefi archo, everyone according to his own, I guess, his own ability, that the person who's listening to these things, the ability to be able to see them. So, see, I think this is a very mystical thing I'm thinking about myself. I mean, what is my schus that I'm able to look at this? I mean, please. So he says, Shonas called Echad Lefi Archo. Shemekabel Chasagasa, what happens is that a person's understanding, Ayidei Malach, is either by a malach. Oh my goodness, I'm not letting you see it. So he says, let me read back on it again. So when we're talking about our understanding and our appreciation of what, our penetration into this, Yeshnam drachim shonos called echad lefi arko. So there's lots of different ways to be able to see this. Now, I don't know exactly what he means, but he means every single individual that looks at this kind of material and wants to see it as a different way of digesting it or bringing it in so that he can understand it. Shemekabel asagaso ol yedei malach. So he says that, what's going on here? How is it that I understand all of these things, or I can sit and I can look at it? He says it's through the agency of a malach. Or be'emsos kol shel tzadikim, or here's something else. Have you ever thought, and I know that Talmidim of Rebbe Memrin are aware of this idea because he does this all the time, that there are voices of tzaddikim, haboyim lehischaber imo v'legalos lo razi Torah, that join together with him to reveal the secrets of the Torah. So here we have what? Neshamas and tzaddikim, malachim, that are teaching a person something that he would not ordinarily be able to understand. A ber chai l'hui, that comes from the ber chai l'hui, umitzayin l'mabu b'shar yechudim. So the introduction over there, and it says like this. So what he's talking about is, how does this revelation take place? And how are we learning so? Who are we that we are zeicha to be interested in this? He said there's other characters around, you can't see them. Malachim. Or the neshamas tzaddikim. What is it? What is his word? Let's say be'emsos kol. He says the voice of people are talking to you. Tzaddikim are talking to you. Because when does it come? It comes to a person when he loves the Torah so much that he learns it just because he wants to hear the Torah. And then it's possible that a person should be able to reach, should be able to be revealed to him. Eze nishmas hatzadik, that neshama of the tzaddik, ma'osam shehem mishorsh nishmaso. Now, this another big idea. There is a tzaddik. What does he say? Let's read it again. Sheyasik v'yizgalech alav eze nishmas tzaddik ma'osam shehem mishorsh nishmaso. That should be revealed to that person, a tzaddik, person who has reached this level and is looking inside of you, if you're listening to this, and helping to reveal the shorish of what we're hearing. Now, his words are Shayasa v'yizgaleh of Eza Nishmat Tzadik ba'osim shehem mishorsh nishmasa v'do tzadikim, that also are in the same shorish as your nisham. O she'asa Eza mitzvah hamisyachis la'osa tzadik, or you did something, you performed some kind of a deed that made you related to the deed that a certain tzaddik has done. Now what he's telling us is there's a continuum between this world, as we learn Panemius, and the worlds beyond us, the worlds beyond the body. So my words are coming through my mouth, which is physical mouth. But he's saying there's a voice of tzaddikim inside of the head, the voice of the tzaddik, who is from your root. Because he wants to say everybody has, well, maybe different paths that the Torah comes to them. V'hem megalim lo razi Torah, and they reveal to him secrets of Torah. Okay, so Adkan. So that was over there. So also they point out here in the Shar Yechudim, the Lashon Tikunim Kan, the Lashon Tikunim over there, Reshusa is Yehiv, permission is given. The Galol alone razin to Mirim to receive and to reveal to them these secrets. And he's telling you how this happens. You have a lot of accompaniment. This is one of the things that Rabbi Memrin talked about a lot, is that you have a lot of accompaniment with you that you don't see because you don't look at it or for it or don't know how. B'rei od b'shar ruach HaKodesh, there's more on that over there. Now we're going to go to number Lamed Tes, and so we were at Lamed Ches up here. Let me go over there and bring it over here. He says, Kol Shem, every name, he says, Hishpir lechem chasodas el lomimbo. So he wants to say, Badarga delay, in his level. Kafi madrigasa bibrinasa. Let's see what he says in number Lamed Tes. There's something interesting over here. He says, Hashem shal kodesh baruch hu mofirchem mizgal levachem. So Hashem showed them these names and revealed them to him. The fi ma'alas osahador, the revelation all comes according to the tremendously high level of that generation. The fi dimnei adam u'maasehem, because according to men and their deeds, who Karoi Yudke Vavke O Adni Kayotze. In other words, Yudke Vavke refers to mercy. Adni refers to Malchus. So mercy to Malchus. But depends on where you're at, where you're going. So he said, so he says that's over in the Ber L'chai Roi. V'tzayin l'Raya Mehemna, he quotes over there the Chorei Mehemna, Parshas Pinchas, he said, V'zel L'shon, of Chachi Mari Alma, called him the Bara Alma, also the master of the world, before the world was created, the Bar Birian delay, and all the creatures were created, Laman Iskri Rachum V'chanim Odayin. So he wanted to say that the name, I'm sorry that went back onto the name Adni as a little shtickle, because Malchus, oh my goodness, I missed this place again. So I'm going to start over just to be able to pick it up. So he says like this, the names. He says, Shakodesh Baruch Hu Maviyam is Galabahem, the Haim Lefi Malos Osarador. So the ability to be able to see this, and you see this is like this. It's a kratzer. I listen to Rabbi Wein lately. He likes to use that word. Kratzer like me from St. Louis. So how in the world am I over here? Because it has something to do with what's going on around me. That's what he wants to say. He says, whether we're talking about mercy or we're talking about din. So it depends on what we're doing. But Zion the Rai Mehemna, so he quotes the Rai Mehemna in Parshas Pinchas. Here's where we're at right now. He says, Of Chachi Mari Alma called him Davrab Dabara Alma. So he says that, I'm not sure what he meant by the Mari Alma, but let's say that the masters of the world, before the world was created, a Birian delay, and then the creatures that are on this world, meaning us probably, were created. Laman Iskri Rachun V'chanim Odayin. Who would be able to say these words? Who would be able to say them? There's nobody to say them. Elakol Shemachon delay, but all of his names, Inin Kenuyim, they're all different kinds of descriptive names. Below Iskri Bahon, and he doesn't not call by them, Al Hashem Birian da Alma, not only that is their common names. Begin dawn for this reason, Kad Mari Dara Inun Tavim, when the leaders of the generation are good, saintly, Yuhu Iskre the Gabaychus, then happens by them, he is called by them, Chavaya b'midas arachamim, Chavaya in the midah of rachamim. Because Mari Dara Inan Chayavim, but when they're making terrible mistakes, Iskri Adni, he's called Adni, b'midas adin. L'chol Dora v'l'chol Barnash. Kufum mida delay, according to each person, according to their nature. Avalav de is le mida below shame yedia. Adkan. Not sure what that meant. Let's go back and let's try to read it. L'chol dora v'l'chein l'par nash, kufum mida delay. Avalav de is le mida below shame yedia. So I guess he's saying about something which is not 100% clear. I didn't really understand that 100%, and I apologize. Number men, let's try number mem. Remember which time? Oh, that's the time we have for today. And we'll look at it again. And we have, so the idea that I really wanted to get to here is that we're not learning alone. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kola.